Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen, and this is my January series New Year Old Stash that I've been combining with Stash Dive Tuesday all month. And this one is going to be a little bit longer than the others because I'm going to do 4 layouts in one video. Because they are simple and pretty short, I thought that I could get these all taken care of and finish up my book. So I have a picture of my dad with a lady in a flatbed Ford at the Route 66 sign with my grandma and with this massive cow that's in Canada. And so I'd like to get all of these done. I'm using predominantly papers from the Recollections paper pad, but I do have a couple of other little odds and ends, like that pink stripe paper came from my stash. I'm bringing in some of the Crafter's Square, my Mind's Eye. I've got some random Route 66 things. I would really like to use up a couple more of these stickability stickers. I knew I would not use all of them, but there are definitely things, especially with that picture of my grandma, that I want to get used. I want to try and use up some more of these Crafter's Squares. It's Crafter's Square, and there's some more Route 66. So I would like to get some of that stuff taken care of and on a layout so that I can say that I have used some of my stash this month. Hopefully what I use in this book is not as significant as what I use on other layouts, because I do want to do some sticker sneezes and uber embellishment layouts. So we'll see how that goes. I'm recording this December the 24th. Actually, I'm doing the voiceover December the 24th. So I haven't done any of the things that I'm planning on doing in January just yet. So we'll see how all that goes. Hopefully it'll work out for me to use up a ton of stash. So I'm hoping and got my fingers crossed and everything. So I'm going to get all of these used up because I got my paper, my embellishments, and my pictures. So let's see how this goes. So layout number 1 is, like I said, this picture of my dad in Winslow, Arizona with the girl in the flatbed Ford. And I love this picture. My parents texted it to us and tried to say, well, they messaged us and said, whoever figures out where we are wins a prize. I couldn't tell you what the prize was. I could tell you that when I got this picture of my dad kissing this wall, I was so tickled, and I was also very proud of myself for being the first to respond to the text message as to where my dad was. So that is from an Eagles song, if you don't know, and it's one of my dad's favorites, and one of his favorite phrases is "take it easy." He always said that, and that actually ended up being in like the little pamphlet that we created for his funeral. It had a little thing in there. Not the quote from the song about having 7 women or something on your mind, because I don't think my mother, who was his wife of 51 years, would have appreciated that part. But the part about going down the road, nope, not going down the road. Well, anyway, the chorus where it says "take it easy." So anyway, I had this little strip of road that I created long time ago, my Cricut. It was just extra stuck in my stash. Had a little truck. I think that's from a Miss Grossman's probably. And I'm going to pull this Route 66 off because A, it disappears onto the layout, and B, I feel like it definitely needs to be matted. I'm going to do a little bit of work up here because I put these arrows down, which I think are cute, and they're pointing at the Route 66 sign. Yeah, I'm going to fix that. I add more things here and pull that off. Luckily, they don't stick real good, which normally I would say is a bad thing, but when you mess up, it's good. So I pretty much used this entire collection right here, except there is like a New York thing. I don't use that. I'm not going to put something with the Statue of Liberty on here because that doesn't make any sense. Although now looking back, there was a layout I created. I could have used that. Doggone it, Kristen. Anyway, so I pull out these My Mind's Eye tile stickers that are off-white with gold, and then just put on here "take it easy." I took off those little arrows, and then I'm going to put them back down with my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, which I love. Y'all, this is my second bottle of using Nuvo Deluxe. Started using it last Christmas when I got my first bottle for Christmas from I think I got a bottle for my sister and a bottle for my husband. And so I just now, this bottle that you see me using is my second bottle in a year. And it is given up the ghost. Like, I've pulled number 3 out that I got from Peacecraft Love. So anyway, I pull this My Mind's Eye out, and I pull that gold label out and put that down. And that's pretty much the end of that layout. So here's layout number 2. This is where I could have used that Statue of Liberty, because right there next to my dad is the American flag and the Statue of Liberty. Why did I not notice that at the time? I mean, I knew it was there. Why did I not think to use that embellishment? I don't know. So sad. Okay, so what I want to do is I want this picture to be on this tan background paper, because I want that white to be the very back. But if I matted my picture on white, it would disappear because there's so much white already in my picture. And so I matted on this matte paper, which came from Paper Studio. It was like a 6 by 4.5 by 6.5 paper pad or something. Had a lot of really cool maps in it, and a lot of them look distressed and old, and I love that. And then I'm gonna double mat it on the white so it'll pop off the page better. And I ink the outside of it with, I think this is walnut stain. It's just whatever was on my desk. Y'all, I was kind of being lazy, but I was also just wanting to get things on my layout and in this book so that it could be done, because I knew, not because I was in a rush, although I kind of was, because I started after Christmas break started, and that left me like 6 days before Christmas and 2 other projects to get done. But that's okay. Plus, I was nursing my best friend after surgery and wrapping Christmas presents, which I did at like 7 o'clock Christmas Eve. You all, I am really, really, really good at procrastinating, and I'm really good at working well under pressure. So, which is good, because I was wrapping today, and I just moved this summer, and I didn't bring all my Christmas stuff to my apartment because I didn't have enough room, and I wanted to organize it and decide what I was going to get rid of because I don't have the space in my apartment. And I left a lot of it at my mom's house while I was trying to figure it all out. Guess where all that stuff is? And we had a big ice and snowstorm, so I wasn't going anywhere. So everyone who gets presents from me this year is getting them wrapped in tissue paper. And that's just fine, right? I put a label for the My Mind's Eye down, and then I pull out my white linen shimmer spray and just tap it out in the top and bottom in a few places. I didn't go dramatic because I didn't really want it to be everywhere, but I did just want a little bit of pop of something. And then I decided I wanted to use a flare. I got a bunch of travel flare from the Flare Hut, and I have this one. It's not the exact same color as that teal in the background, but it's pretty close, and it's got some really cool little arrows. So look at me not cutting out, me fiddling on my iPad. So I decided I was going to get this embroidery thread, or it's just thread that I have from, I don't even know what from, and I have it in white, and I think I pulled some out in black as well. It may be sitting, yeah, it's sitting there. It's just under the little strip that says recording, and I can't see it very well. So I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to put that white string over there to the right down, just in a circular fashion that's kind of loose. And because really what I'm wanting is to give a little nest for my flare to sit, but I also want it to break up where the flare is and that background paper. Since they are not the exact color, I want there to be something between the flare and that paper so that it's not as obvious that they are not that close in color. So I'm just going to tuck that little thread up under there and make sure that none of that that it's pretty much covering that teal or aqua from the background paper. So, and I feel pretty good about the way that it turns out. And I love these flare. I really, really do. So that's pretty much it for this layout. I'm going to move it to the side. and pull out layout number 3, which is my grandma. I love this picture, you all. I mean, the look on her face. Like I said, this is 2013. This is my parents' way of saying they were safely home. They stopped by my grandma's house to visit and sent us this picture, and I love it. So I wanted to distress this paper, but this is like uber thin paper, and I knew getting my Tim Holtz distress tool out would absolutely destroy this paper. So I just used my non-existent nail. I broke my pointer fingernail on my right side hand, and it is like atrocious looking. It's jagged and not good. But why did I not cut some of this out? You all, I am so sorry. I thought I cut quite a bit out so that you all didn't have to watch so much. Anyway, I get my black dauber, which has black soot on it, and just ink around the outside. And then I put the pink stripe distress paper down on this little off-white grid paper. And I'm trying to decide which one of these brown shades looks best. I matted my picture on white, and now I'm going to mat it on this brown so that it'll stand out on this layout or on this background paper. And my grandmother loved pink and shiny, so I am accommodating her love of pink and shiny by putting her on this striped pink paper. And I really do think brown and pink go well together. And this little kind of like a bluish gray stripe that's in here looks really good with it as well. So I'm going to use these tags that came from this Prima. They're little tickets. They came out of a Prima that I got this year. I just got those in an embellishment box from the, oh my goodness, you all. I got it from my mystery embellishment box from Peacecraft Love. Let me get that all out. So to be 100% honest, I made a boo-boo on my picture. Right at the very bottom corner of where I just put that embellishment that says home is where the heart is, I got some ink or something on it, and so I tried to clean it up like I normally do, and it did not work. It made it worse because of the way I'm using some new paper. And so I just decided that then, since all there was behind there was a big piece of the wall, I would just move this embellishment down further than I originally had planned. And then I tucked that purple heart in back there. And yes, I know I have a shiny glitter silver heart and a gold, I think it's a bird. I'm okay with that. I mix metals all the time. I'm perfectly fine with that. So these two embellishments right here came from a Paper Studio collection. I put them on white and then fussy cut them out. One of them says something like it's good to be home, and then I think the other one says beauty and brains. My grandma had a whole lot of brains, but I thought that that would be kind of a funny little thing to put on here. My dad was always the one that everyone acknowledged was the smart guy. He was my walking encyclopedia. I never needed Google if I was with that guy. Smartest man I've ever known. My grandmother was uber smart as well. Her memory was like no one I've ever known. I mean, that woman remembers her childhood like it was yesterday. And she was 95 when she died. So, I mean, just an amazing person, both of them. So anyway, I get out this is also a shimmer spray, and it has something to do with chocolate, you all, and I can't remember what it's called, and I meant to look before I sat down in my recliner and forgot. But if you're super interested in knowing what color it is, I promise I will tell you. Just let me know. Now, layout number 4. This actually took place in 2015. My dad took this picture. Well, he didn't take the picture. He's in the picture. When he went up to go fishing, because he fishes in northern Canada. And this is in Ontario, I believe. But he sent us this picture, and oh my gosh, it's hysterical. So this picture is kind of going to be a little on this layout is a little bit random, but they all are, I think. I put a little baby cow down here at the bottom. I put a bigger cow over here on the side. Some of this is Miss Grossman's. Some of this is stuff I've had for so long I couldn't even tell you where I got it, like that little word adventure. That little baby cow was, I think, a Miss Grossman's. It may be, I can't even remember. Really, some of the stash is seriously old. That striped paper I used on the last layout, the pink striped paper, was dated 2005. It came from Hobby Lobby in 2005. No, that can't be right. I didn't shop my first time at Hobby Lobby until 2006. I don't know then. Well, maybe it was created and I bought it in 2006. I don't know. Anyway, the date on the back of that pink stripe paper was 2005, which is insanity to me. And it could have been from Michael's. I just can't remember. But anywho, so I'm using some stickability things on here. This little thing says, I love big bows. And because I am a big dork, decided that I was going to use that and then put a little daub of my Nouveau Deluxe, which is almost out. Like this, I think, is when I set it aside and end up having to get the new one is on this layout. And then I take a C and cover it up so it says, I like big cows. I think my mom will appreciate it because her humor is very similar to my own. So now I am using that My Mind's Eye embellishments and writing Canada down here on the bottom in the little off-white and gold tile alphas. And I think that I'm about to call this done. I can't remember. Oh, I put these little strips here. One says So Sweet, and then the other one is like a little banner. And those came from My Mind's Eye. That also came from my embellishment pack, the embellishment mystery box I got from Peacecraft Love. So I'm about to bring them all back and share with you the close-ups for all 4 layouts. I really enjoy the simplicity of these and the fact that really the main point of them all is the pictures of my dad. And I am excited for tomorrow because, like, really right now it's Christmas. So Merry Christmas, you all. But you're going to see this in January, so never mind. But anyway, it is officially Christmas because it's after midnight. And today I get to share this with my mom. And I'm really excited because I know she's going to love it. I hope that she doesn't cry too much because the holidays are still hard after 4.5 years. This is our 5th Christmas without him, which is just hard to believe. Look, I love big cows. Sorry. I would never have a need for I love big bows, honestly. Thank you all for coming on this journey with me. I will be doing a layout share with the entire book. I'm going to do a flip through of the book with you all, and that'll be posted at the end of the month. So I hope you all will go and see that and have a great day and happy scrapping.